All right. First and foremost, we'll turn the face east. I'm gonna give our praises and glory to
Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai Ba'Shem Kakadash.
and double on to the Apostle Adams and GMS. And Saute to your brother, push the word of truth and seal four corners. We GMS Mississippi Camp. Tonight we're going to go in. This is to start off. We're gonna be the works are in the truth, in the spirit. I mean, and I'm gonna let the brothers take over.
Kind, cause the works, as the title of the lesson is, the works are in the spirit. You know, you ain't gotta get these positions in these world to do the works. You know, you ain't gotta go extra fight a battle to do the works. You know, you ain't gotta do all that. Cause I know a lot of y'all is unsatisfied. That's why y'all make these carnal moves. You know, you try to show yourselves marching. You try to gather Israel to yourself and try to do something. You know, we need a school. We need a home base. The works are in the spirit. The battle's in the spirit because there's a lot of things. There's a lot of things that we got. There's a lot of things we got hit with. You know, the battle is in the spirit. Now it's like, I don't know, it's probably been a month now, 2 months now since the elder brother y'all said this. He said it was a minute ago. He said we're fighting against lies. That's the battle. That's the fight. That's the battle. That's the fight. You know, you gonna give it work because you actually fighting in the spirit. Because look, our people are enchanted. Now I want to give it to you in a video game format. You you playing a video game. You got your fighters. You got your spellcraft and stuff like that. When your character get hit with a confusion spell or something like that, what your other character do? He'll debuff it so you can get out of that confusion. And that's what we do with the truth. We're knocking that confusion off of you. We're knocking that we're dispelling the lies, the enchantments. You know, then we're healing you with the truth. You know, then we're healing you with the truth. Because it's these lies are chains. These lies are illusions, you know. They can have you believe in something that is just not real and not factual. You know, just like when they got on the other side. In school, all you knew from your history is that you came on a slave boat. Your history started on a slave boat. That's all they would give you. You know? That's all they gave you. But the apostles came with the truth, with these scriptures.
This John 8 and 32. And you should know the truth. And the truth should make you free.
I had it. That's beautiful. You shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. You know what? Free in your mind. Free in your mind, because now they can't come to you with a lie. Now they can't enchant you with a lie. You know, because this kingdom is empowered by lies. This kingdom is empowered by lies, and for it to keep going, you have to believe in that lie. You have to believe in the lie that he's coming with. You know, and one of the lies is that he got it all, that he's next to the Most High. Hey, this nigga is not next to the Most High. You know, you gotta be in awe with his technology, with his goings. You gotta be in awe with it by the lie, you know, cause this man been lying, complete lying.
Before I said something the other day, the other week, it really hit. Esau is not a warrior. Esau is a hunter. So Esau's tactic is to attack the spirit. Jake think he can go toe to toe with Esau in this time. You can't go toe to toe to Esau. The only person that's gonna go toe to toe with Esau, or Esau ain't gonna have stand no chance, is Yahweh Shema Shai got to fight that battle. But Jake ultimately to stick to the point. Jake don't understand that Esau's tactic is to attack the spirit. When you go into like the drug crack pandemic and the drugs and the sea hill, all this stuff is to attack the spirit, going all the way back to Antiochus, where he said we should make them, as basically roughly paraphrasing, as unclean and far away from Yahweh Shema Shai as possible. That's Esau's tactics. I got two precepts back that up, if I may.
Mhm.
Brother, that had nothing to add to it. In the book of 2 Corinthians chapter 10, starting at verse 3, it says, "For though we walk in the flesh," this is 2 Corinthians chapter 10, starting at verse 3. "For though we walk in the flesh, we do not war after the flesh. For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal,
Con.
but mighty through the power, but mighty through the Most High to the pulling down of strongholds."
Con.
NLT. God, NLT, it said we are human, but we do not wage war. We do not wage war as humans do.
Mm-hmm.
We use the Most High's mighty weapons, not worldly weapons, to knock down the strongholds of human reasoning and to destroy false arguments.
Con. These false arguments and all human reason is what? All the lies that they put on us, like the Lord's birthday is in December the 25th. A lie. Easter, a lie. You know, this one of the illusions, the enchantments. You know, they put on you, so you know when you trying to find the Lord, seek the Lord, you gotta lie. You gotta dispel that because y'all so confused and don't know that it's a lie and you believe in a lie, you're gonna uphold it.
Oh, you said black.
Salvation for everybody.
And the biggest lie of all.
I gotta read 5.
The biggest lie of all.
That's
Saying how y'all shout. Even white people. That's the biggest lie of them all, man. It's like white people. That's the greatest, the 3 greatest lies ever told. Because you tell a lie, guess what? You been saying it to our people all our life. Guess what? Man. And think about it, if you look at it and you see they got everything in the fucking world they got everything. So when we look at little, man, God gotta be white. You know what I'm saying? Like we didn't know the truth. But we didn't know the Lord put us in this situation. But before then, Lord, man, God gotta be white. White folks doing that, they got this, and that. But guess what? That's the biggest lie ever told, man. Worked on our people's minds, man. And say they better than us. And they far way they fucking bottom total pole, man. Compared to us, man.
What scripture say that let there no man be as violent as profane as Esau.
Right.
You know, because y'all like to back up the point. We look at it now, because a lot of the cartoons we watched I watched growing up. You see them now, you like, what the hell? Like they tell you, Esau started young with the enchantment. You didn't have no spiritual gloves on. Parents didn't know nothing about back then. So Esau started early on the kids. The difference is now the Lord has woken us up. You know, we know, so nobody has an excuse. I'm gonna read 5, 6, and 7, bro. This is 2 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 5 to 7. It's back in there. It says, "We destroy every proud obstacle that keeps people from," and this is the NLT, "that keeps people from knowing the Most High. We capture their rebellious thoughts and teach them to obey the Mashiach."
No, you got him listening. "And
after you have become fully obedient, we will punish everyone who remains disobedient." Look at the obvious facts that those who say they belong to a Mashiach must recognize that we belong to a Mashiach as much as they do.
Because like we getting rid of everything that stands in the way of you, Yahweh Shem Al-Shah, because these roadblocks, these blockades have been put up by Esau Edom, your enemy. So you won't connect back to your power, you know? Because as long as you
I'll say them cages. People's minds still entrapped, you know, these damn in prison to Esau's philosophies, you know. It's going back, they captivated by his lies, man. You know, so they're gonna keep on, they in love, you know, they in love with the story that he's giving, so they're gonna push that, you know. If I may, bro, you read that the latter part again that you just got. Basically,
2 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 7. Look at the obvious facts. Those who say they belong to a Mashiach must recognize that we belong to a Mashiach as much as they do.
Go up just a little bit, bro.
Just a little bit. Verse 6.
You're going into how? Oh yeah, you got it.
Verse 6. "And after you have become fully obedient, we will punish everyone who remains disobedient."
This is what the prophets are doing, man. You know, basically, with sounding the alarm, calling out people to repentance, back to Yahweh Shem Yahushua. hey, for those who remain disobedient, well, hey, they're gonna be what? They're gonna be judged, man. You know, and this is for the non-believers, the 2/3 of our people. You know, but again, it's the spiritual versus the carnal, man. You know, so and it's evident, you know, because hey, we ain't got to get carnal with people, but you know, eventually the carnality gonna come against us. You know, but you had anything else, bro? Because I had a precept.
I had a point that Tazo was talking about. It's a game. I know you know it. God of War Ragnarok.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, it's a point in game where it was this creature that they had chained up to use this fat for whatever reason. But the point is after they took the chains off the animal still never went anywhere. It stayed in that same spot forever. It never moved. And the point that it made is, it's in his mind, he's still in prison.
Like the elephant with the stick.
His mind is still caged. So Esau really had, and the mind going into the spirit. Esau has you spiritually caged in. You feel like you can roam around. You know, you can explore the earth as much as the finance let you and everything right now. But the truth of the matter is Esau still has you caged in. You still caged in no matter what it is. If you I forgot what they call it. It's a certain type of enchantment, but some type of hypnosis. Where if you turn around and just keep beating something into a person and you inflict pain at the same time while trying to make them believe something, eventually their willpower breaks. Of a carnal mind is not of Yahweh Shem outside. Eventually it's gonna break. And anything outside of that, it triggers. They get super defensive. That's why when you tell a Christian that Christianity is a lie, it's like you just told them that their mama died. You know, they get very offensive. Some of them be almost ready to fight you. If it weren't for Yahweh Shem outside, they would really try to kill us, bro. You got it.
Look how powerful the spell Jesus Christ is on our people. That to the point you got Hebrew Israelites still calling on Jesus the Christ.
Then you go on Google and type it in, the white man pop up, and they like, well, that ain't him. Nigga, like, there's only, that's what I was going to say, look at the obvious facts.
Yeah, but they doing that shit for money wise. That's all it is. But they know the names. But they screw on the congregation.
Yeah,
they know the name.
Yeah, the leaders know the name.
They know, but at the same time, they want that money.
So
they gotta do it though. But it's still fucked up, like you're saying though. But them niggas know. Them niggas know the name, man. But it's that money.
I said the scripture said, look at the obvious facts. Because even the congregation, they hear it. They've heard us say Yahweh Shem outside. They've heard us go into the history of chess. I've done it on a few videos. I know Mr. Quan did on a few. So how many other brothers done did it? We went all deep into the history of Pope Alexander VI and Leonardo da Vinci and Michelangelo and the Renaissance period and all of how this all became. That's why the scripture said, look at the obvious facts, because we filter everything through the scriptures. But there is actual history that backs up the scriptures and show you that these things actually happen. So when he said, look at the obvious fact, that's the Lord telling you, nigga, look, this actually happened. What my prophets are telling you is literally what I'm saying. But some ain't gonna get it. You got it.
Come, because what? That spellcraft is on them. You know? I'm talking about, it's like you bring out, you can read them Peters about not eating unclean foods, and they don't hear it. It's like somebody just wave abracadabra on a nigga. And they say, nope, not my Jesus. You know? God knows my heart. You know, you can give them the scriptures right in the Bible. And be like, nuh-uh. Like, what you talking about? It because what? They was enchanted.
Yep.
They was enchanted.
Like you tell Eve that Mother's Day goes back to a form of witchcraft and Satan. I love my mama. I didn't say you didn't. You know, so I'm just telling you what you're doing. I got a precept to back everything up we're saying too, because we bring it back to the scripture. In Ephesians chapter 6, starting at verse 10. Finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord, Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushua, and in the power of his might. Verse 11. Put on the whole armor of the Most High, that he may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. I'm going to read that in the NLT. It says, put on all the Most High's armor, so that you will be able to stand firm against all strategies of the devil.
Con,
Go ahead.
con, because what? Them all these enchantments are strategies. You believe in him. It's a strategy, you know. These opinion projects, touching your food, you know, he doing whatever to your food, your water, your clothing. It's all strategies used against you, you know, because your mind so caught up in the next Jordans, the next Polo, the next system, the next game system, the next Eve, you know, you're so enchanted with his world, with his system, you're all far gone from the spirit.
But what they go back to, like we were talking about, Esau eventually he gonna be like a madman sparing none. So eventually this sword got to go crazy. But Esau's a hunter. He's a hunter. He's not. He's gonna when you hunt an animal, you know. And I know you know it's going. You have brother point out when you hunt an animal, you know you can't. You gotta get inside his head. You know, like when you hunt deer, you set out the corn. You might put out the pheromones for the doe to attract, you know, whatever. But it's a hunting strategy. That's why it says put on all the Most High's armor, so that you will be able to stand against the strategies of the devil. Going into Esau, the skills that they have with hunting, going to everything that Esau does to get at your spirit. Those are all strategies of the devil. Those are all strategies of Satan.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, something.
Yeah, come on, bro. This is Romans 8:4. We'll start at 5. For they that are after the flesh do mind the things of the flesh, but they that are after the spirit, the things of the spirit. For to be carnal minded is death, and to be spiritual minded is life and peace. So that's a clear distinction. You gonna mind the things, but after the carnal mind, which Esau, you know, he the carnal man. So what he gonna promote is carnality. You know, so he's not. Of course, he's gonna attack you. He's gonna attack you spiritually, but again, he wants you to be carnal because the scripture even goes into they are the father of the devil. You know, but they just our people. The scripture even goes into how our people are rebellious, hard-headed. You know, hard-hearted, stiff-necked into this day. Though, but for 2/3, I mean, you just got it. 2/3 ain't gonna get it. You know, they just gonna remain carnal until the missiles. You know, so but on the flip side, you know, for those who gonna get the truth and they're gonna, you know, follow the spirit, well, unto them is what it say, life and peace. So
I want to actually read that over again for me.
Come on, verse 6. Verse 6 says, to be carnal minded is death, and to be spiritual minded is life and peace.
To be carnal minded is death, because this system is all made to enchant you to follow after the flesh. Now, if you just in the flesh, the flesh ain't got no restraints. It can leave you so out there that you'll die. What? Drug overdose. You done died over adultery. You done died over doing some mischievous deed. You know? You didn't die hitting the lick. You didn't die you know, just doing all these things. You can die overeating. You know? The flesh without restraint, you know? You see, to be carnal, live out the flesh completely is death. But if you in that spirit, what you gonna know I gotta step back. I gotta fast. You know, I gotta mind the spirit. Okay, let me discipline my flesh, you know, so I can connect, you know, try to get closer to my creator in the spirit, you know.
Just to bag you up in NLT in that same verse. It says, so letting your sinful nature control your mind leads to death. But letting the spirit control your mind leads to life and peace.
That's self-explanatory right there. That was just beautiful right there.
Real quick, to add to what y'all brothers saying, if you go into that Romans 8:6, that's every precept. Because if read it again, Bible shop.
Come on, boys. It says to be carnal minded is death. In the NLT it says, so letting your sinful nature control your mind leads to death.
Yeah, so if your sinful nature or your lower nature, if you're making decisions based off lower nature, then you're creating a pattern that could possibly lead to death. You know, because being in the flesh takes you away from the spirit. You see, that's why we in the time now where we got to be so tapped into the spirit, because everything is moving so fast. Because we talk about how fast time moves. So if you fuck around in the flesh now, the flesh will take you fast. But see, on the flip side, you be in the spirit, you can elevate the spirit quick too. You know, because time is. So we want time to work with us and not against us, man. Go ahead.
I had a quick one.
Go ahead.
It said, "Oh, hold on."
What you got? I'll read. You can break it.
No, oh, I got. I found it. Yeah. This is no. This is Baruch chapter 4, verse 28. For as it was in your mind to go astray from Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, so being returned, seek Him 10 times more.
And they show that you appreciate another chance. You know, if you really appreciate the second chance or anything, man, you're gonna go all out, and you're gonna do everything possible to not make the same mistakes that got us outcast, man. You see, like you going back to it, like these niggas calling on the names of other guys. That's the same reason that got us put in captivity. So that means that you don't appreciate the second opportunity, man. You know, the Lord gave us a chance to come back and serve Him and be His sons again, man.
That's what that grace for.
Yeah.
That's what that grace for.
Right.
Fucking idiot.
Right.
Grace for. Get yourself right with your house off shot.
Yeah. Go ahead and read that.
It says, but letting the spirit control your minds leads to life and peace.
Leads to life and peace. And see, once you experience that peace in your house side, you don't want to go back to the chaos of the flesh. The flesh is so chaotic, man. And see, the flesh comes in many different ways, not just sex and drugs and partying, man. You can be in the spirit of working too goddamn much, man. They keep you in the flesh. Whatever separates you from Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, that's you being in the flesh, man. You know, it can be too much of anything, a video game, you know, too much of doom scrolling, you know, because you can do that for hours. You see, so when you in the flesh, it takes you away from the spirit, and what it causes your life to be chaotic. The further, me speaking personally, man, the further I get away from the house side, shit just start getting chaotic. You know, but then when you clean to your house side, shit get peaceful, man. Cause see, your house side ain't about working the shit out of it. That's Esau. You see, the flesh, you know, you get in the flesh, and the flesh is all about, because the flesh ain't got no cutoff point. The flesh always want to eat, always want sex, always want to party, always, you know, want more money. You see, the flesh don't never have a cutoff, but see, the spirit, it gives us the discernment to cut things off, man. And the spirit is content. And that's where peace come in, because peace ain't coming with having a bunch of money. It's being content with what you got. Peace ain't don't come with having more women. It's being content with what you got. It ain't about having more material things or being popular. It's being content with where you at in the moment. And that don't put you in chase mode. See, the flesh keep you in chase mode. I got the 2025 Lexus, but the 2026 just dropped. Now you're chasing. You know, I popped 7 bottles last week. I got to pop 20 this week. It just keep you chasing and chasing and chasing. And Esau got the perk. And see, the American society is a trap for the flesh to where you destroy yourself. You know, that's why you look at these celebrities and you look how they look. You look how most of them look. That's because they had all this access, okay, to the flesh, and they ran themselves to the ground. Look at Trick Daddy now, man. Lil Wayne now, man. Look at these niggas, man. What's that girl name?
Amanda Bynes.
Yeah, Amanda. Yeah,
Bynes.
Chick from Nickelodeon.
Yeah. She looks horrible.
Look at Ray J now. Look at
He got
bad. You know, Adrian Broner. That show that's what Esau is meant. That's what this world is meant to do, to keep up and just spit you out. You know, but the spirit preserves you, man. You look at the apostles. You know, you look at those men in the best shape they ever been in. You know, you even go to Caleb. Caleb said, "Look, man, I'm stronger now than I was 40 years ago." And Caleb wandered in the wilderness, man. You know, and there was time, and they doubled back to the promised land, and Caleb like, I'm stronger than I was 40 years ago. At 80 years old, man, he still had this same fervent spirit. He stayed in the spirit the whole time. You know? What y'all got?
The Proverbs 11 and 1. At false balance, It's an abomination to Yahweh Bashimashah. But just wait, it's a delight.
You know, that's why you have to always come back to the spirit. You got to stay in the spirit. You can't neglect the flesh. You can't neglect the flesh too much. But you got to stay in the spirit, have that balance. And like the brother had said earlier, Esau he want to work you to the ground. The Most High ain't trying to work the hell out of us. It came to mind that scripture. He made the Sabbath for man, not man for the Sabbath. That's the Most High saying, hey, you need rest. We need rest. You need
And then we're going to how at night Esau got a day shift, a swing shift, and a night shift. Esau literally working 24 hours a day. The day is for us. The night is for the animals the beasts to come out and do their thing. That's why you see deers come out at night. That's why you see more animals come out. They time to roam around the earth. We get our time during the day to do what we got to do, but the animals get their turn. But they're going to what Zaquan was going to how that balance. But Esau work your ass 24 hours a day, 7 days a week while he chilling.
Then he texted. But I think it was one of these brothers posted in the group chat. Doggone, it was a woman who worked she worked 2 weeks, no break. And when she finally took her break, she went to sleep and died.
Yeah, the body got used to it. They're going back into their spirit, bro. Like the body got used to working and working and working. So like when you get older, you can't even sit down no more. You ever hear how when people get old, when they start working, they die? That's because if your body been used to working like that, Esau has literally he disrupted your spirit. Going back to how Esau was a hunter. Let me read it real quick.
But also, you ain't supposed to work like that because like you open working with your body, and when you finally take that rest, you die.
Yeah, I done crashed before, man. Before I came to the truth working like that, bro, you crash and till you wake up 18 hours later, you'll be like, God damn. Like, you know what I'm saying? It hurts because your body not supposed to be like that.
So even the Most High, on Yahweh Shai, the Alahayim, he rested on the 7th day.
They rested on the 7th day, and then they still had rest. They just, speaking as a man, but they weren't working all day, every day.
Right. You
know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure they rested whenever they supposed to.
Just look at our law.
But then they talking about 1,000 years. They rested about 1,000 years. But I say this Esau society will teach you to hustle, to chase, and try to please every goddamn body. But even when you look at Yahweh Shai, he can do miracles, but he wasn't trying to please everybody. He would do miracles and dip out. Even he had to cut off scales. He'll preach and he'll get out of there, man. He wasn't preaching 24/7, doing miracles 24/7. He had spiritual powers, man. But even he set a limit to how he moved, man. He was real intentional. He was real selective. He wasn't just out here wide open, accessible to everybody like that. You see? So as we learn the law, because the law really teaches the mind of Yahweh Bashim Shai. So that's why you got the Sabbath day for rest. Okay? You had the times of feast days. You had weeks. Our feasts were weeks. You would chill and feast that whole week. So the Lord has balance of, work, rest, feast, eating and drinking. Everything is in the balance, man. This society teach you to be in the flesh all the time to where your balance is thrown off. Really, you be in the spirit, then the Most High let you know, okay, go unwind. Okay, and you going to unwind just so you can get back to the spirit. You see, like we had a feast day to unwind, then we get back to the law, man. We get back to our day-to-day, the routine. Serving the Lord, giving, sacrifices. So when you go back into that balance, man, that's why the truth. One of the major things about the truth is balance, man. Because without balance, you can't get nothing done. Because if you off balance here, it's gonna bleed into this section and that section. That shit gonna be chaotic, man. Because you really gotta say fuck it. Really, you gotta break the cycle. Because this is capitalism. This is a capitalist society that we live in. So with capitalism, it's all about me capitalizing the much I can off you.
Mm.
That's why they got this shit broke down to numbers. You see, when Esau go higher up in these companies, this shit all about you just a number. Okay? How much does he produce in 12 hours?
Mm.
Let's sit down to a number. How much does he produce in 13 hours, 14 hours? Okay, we notice at 12 hours he starts slacking off. You know, this is all Esau do. Because he capitalized, you go into capitalism, it's all about capitalizing off your labor. You just a number in the computer. You see, when the big executives come from these companies, man, and they walk around, you know how Jake used to be excited about the big executives coming down. You tell Jake, man, them niggas don't know you. You a number. You know? The only reason they come down when them numbers off. That's when you see the big executive come down with the numbers off. Okay? So this society, and then even not even in just at work, even in your day-to-day, when you dealing with a woman, the reason why she say where you work at, how much you work, where you live, she trying to see how much can she capitalize off this situation. It's all about capitalizing in this society. Everything you just looked at as capital. Everybody look at each other as capital. What can I get out this situation? That's this whole society, man.
How can I use the fuck out of it?
You gotta step back. You know, after this shit to really look at this shit for what it is, man. You just looked at it. People just look at you as capital, man. Okay, what can they get out the situation? You know, but that's why when you come into the truth, it's a thing based on, all right, a true brotherhood, man. Everybody pouring into each other. You know, it ain't about how much you can get from a brother, or how much can you capitalize off this brother, man. Nah, man, it's about because guess what? We got unlimited access to wisdom, so we can pour into each other, and it don't cost either one of us nothing. We leave both built up. You see, like we leave camp, everybody be re-energized, man, because it don't charge us nothing, man. Okay, but this world, everybody look at you as how can they capitalize? How can they capitalize? How can you capitalize? How can you benefit me? How can you benefit me, man? This world will turn you to a tool. If you let it, this world will turn you to a tool, man. Everybody just look at you as some type of tool. For this, your skills, your emotions, your energy, your finances. Everybody is just looking at you like a tool, man. You know. And if you in the flesh, they can control you. You see? Because if you operate in the flesh, if they know that you about your ego, well, guess what? They can play into your ego. If your ego controls you, they can play into your ego. You see? If you worried about status, they can play into that. If you want to be looked at as a hero, they can play off that, man. You know? That's why I say, I know this brother know about it. When you go into these movies, the reason the villain got the advantage on the superhero, but he don't give a damn about public appearance.
Mm.
The villain can do whatever he needs to do to get the job done.
Right.
The hero gotta, like Superman, he in front of Congress.
You got to feed.
Yeah, he gotta explain to Congress.
Handcuffs.
Yeah, he gotta explain to Congress. Why? Because he worried about his appearance, his look, how he looked to inferior motherfuckers, man. Yeah,
All power.
yeah. Here it is. He's Superman, but you gotta appear before Congress, man. You know. But now the villain is able to do exactly what he needs to do because he ain't got to worry about public appearance.
Yeah.
He ain't got to worry about the drawback if people like him or not. He doing what need to be done based on his objective. You see, if it's casualties, nigga, they shouldn't have been here. You know what the Russians say? If he dies, he dies. Goddamn, nigga.
He ain't talking that way.
Yep.
He ain't talking to give a damn.
Yep.
But but they changed him to be that way.
Yep.
Who changed him? Esau.
He saw, but
Yep.
he didn't give a damn about nothing.
Yep.
He was wide open. Drunk.
Going back to what you said, it's all about numbers, bro. Because it really made sense now when you said in the spirit. About 4 years ago, I was working for a trust company, and they had it calculated down to numbers. So they may have a line, right? They got 4 workers. They got every hour these 4 workers gonna make this much money, but they gonna within that hour, say for instance, if all 4 of them gonna make $150 together, within that hour they produce $9,000 worth of equipment or worth of material that's already sold. So going back to you, how Esau, that capitalism, I saw it firsthand through experience. Esau working the shit out of them folks, man. It was hot as hell like that. Esau working the hell out of them, but it was all about making sure that them numbers, it always still when Esau wanted his number to be on the top, and Jake always wanted to be on the bottom, but they going by what you're saying, bro. That was a damn. It made sense, but I never understood it until you just broke it out in the spirit, bro.
Yeah, I got a precept because I got it. Because again,
Break it down, bro.
give me Deuteronomy chapter 24, verse 14.
And don't you have a girl? Don't you have a girl now?
14.
You'll do all in the damn world to make sure she's satisfied. Doing this, I'm breaking my neck for this.
Mm-hmm.
You do that time to fucking self, but you trying to make sure she good. So,
You got it.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 24, starting at verse 14. For thou shalt not oppress and hire servant that is poor and needy, whether he be of thy brethren or of thy strangers that are in thy land within thy gates.
See, this is a law Yahweh Shema Shai had his top man write down. And guess who's a main breaker of this? Esau Edom. You know? Esau Edom. You know? Because the poor and needy now is who? Israel. The 12 tribes. You know? And this man will work you to the ground, again, because you're just a number to him. You know? That's why everything is going to come back upon this man's head. You know? Everything's going to come back upon this man's head, you know? This man is a what? It's an unfit ruler. He don't give the earth rest. He don't give the people rest. You know? He keeps taking until what? It'll be completely depleted and destroyed.
They toss you out.
Get the precept here.
Verse 15, it says, after his day, thou shalt give him his hire, neither shall the sun go down upon it, for he is poor, and setteth his heart upon it, lest he cry against thee upon the Lord Yahweh, and it be sin unto thee.
You know, and that's what the elect is doing. The elect is all crying out against this man. You know, they're crying out, you know, for salvation, for him to return, for him to take down Esau Edom. And we're seeing it happen. We're seeing it happen through these prophecies, you know.
And then going back, that law, you're supposed to get paid every day. Well, because here it is, he getting your labor every day. You know what I'm saying? He's supposed to get, and then even going back to taxes, really, we're not supposed to be taxed. The only people that supposed to be taxed are these corporations, because they got revenue streams. We don't got revenue streams. We're trading labor for wages. So that ain't supposed to be taxed, right? You see? So you supposed to work, you know, when you work, you're supposed to get a clear-cut amount. Because if you're making $15 an hour, $20 an hour, you're supposed to get that whole wage. They ain't supposed to tax that. Because, like I say, income taxes for corporations, they got revenue. We don't have revenue. We got wages. So it's supposed to be a direct trade-off, you know? But going back into it, showing you that you're supposed to be compensated for your daily labor. Because you're giving him your labor daily. So he's supposed to compensate you daily, man. You see?
And like this, he didn't teach us this. He did not teach us any of this, you know? And that's one of the enchantments we breaking down. We understand them. You see, by breaking down these enchantments, we're becoming free in our mind, but it's making us a fit ruler. We're learning how to rule. We're learning how to be just in rulership. You know, while we're still at the bottom, we're just waiting. We're just waiting till Yahweh Shah comes and promote us, you know?
This is Haggai 1:6. You have sown much and bring in little. You eat, but you have not enough. You drink, but you're not filled. You're not filled with drink. you clothe you, but there is none warm.
Mm.
You have earned wages to put into hole, into bags to hold.
Mm. That's some curses, you know. That's some curses, you know. This is a sad situation we find ourselves in because we have an unfit and evil ruler over us, Esau Edom. You know.
Hey, brother, you got work. You got work. A lot of people work paycheck to fucking paycheck.
Mm.
Don't have enough. Another thing, everything keep going up, but the pay stay the same.
Mm.
And yeah, people out here have 2-3 fucking jobs just to make ends meet, man. But the 1% getting all the fucking money. You think they worry about a fucking light bill getting cut off? You think they worry about internet getting cut off or get kicked out of their house? No, they ain't worry about that. But average people that ain't got shit, especially today income, man, people do, man. But guess what? It's good too, though. You see the fucking kingdom falling, man. It's always done, man. Got time. You had your time. Now time is up, man.
Mm-hmm.
I got this for you going to what you were saying. I looked it up on the Google because it goes into how, you know, the higher 1% owns all these companies. So basically, you work for them, they pay you the wages, but then your taxes go right back to them. This is revenue versus wages and why wages shouldn't be taxed. Revenue is the total money a business takes from sales before expenses, while wages are money paid to workers for their labor. Arguments against tax and wages claims it punishes work and favors passive investment income, though economists know labor taxes fund public programs. Here's the point. It said it has revenue, wages, and the structural gap. Revenue, which we read that. Wages, we read that. Structural gap. Businesses deduct the expenses from revenue before calculating tax profit. So basically, when businesses file their taxes, they get a tax write-off for paying you. So that comes out of their taxable profit, right? Then it says, whereas workers pay income tax and payroll taxes on their gross wages before paying personal living costs. So what happens is the businesses make their money off of you. Then they turn around and save money for paying you, but then they turn around and take that money right back for taxing you, and then you got to turn around and give it right back to them for buying the same stuff that you just got paid to make, and they took money from you for making it. So all the money really goes right back to them, but they'll just back you up.
So basically, in other words, we get fucked. That's all plain simple, bro.
Right. Scam. And once you see the scam, you can't unsee it. You know, and that's with everything, man. You know, once you see how this economy works and how this shit works, man, you can't unsee this shit, man. That's why, you know, for the longest, you know, there's nothing wrong. You working hard, man. But then it comes to the point, man, where you go through the motion with this shit, man. You know, ain't no way you can just keep trying to destroy yourself for this shit, man. You know, it's like, damn, this shit really pointless.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you look at all this shit. You know, there's for everything like voting a scam. You gotta say the economy is scam.
Insurance
is scam. You know, you gotta deal. You know, but as far as I said, just destroying yourself for this shit, man, hell no. Hell, the modern concept of marriage, this shit is scam. You know, all this shit is scam, man. So once you know that it's a thing, okay, I gotta play the game, but I'm not gonna destroy myself with this shit. Man, fuck that. I ain't gonna go overboard all that extra shit. It come a time when you get to a point, man, fuck this shit. Fuck this company. You know? Go ahead.
I was gonna add because what y'all just heard, that whole, you know, go around he just heard, that's extortion. That's extortion. The scripture says you don't supposed to be an extortioner. You know, you're stealing. This man's a thief. This man's a thief. This man, he's just a vagabond in power. He's that bandit in power. You know?
He's a criminal in power.
Criminal.
You know?
And yet he got y'all so enchanted that y'all rooting for him. Yeah. It's like that show, I forgot what it's called, but that crook, A-Train, Coltrane.
I watched it again. I hate that.
What's that? What is the show called? Nemesis. Yeah. He has enchanted you with Coltrane. He's Coltrane. You know?
Yeah, I see what you're talking about. I despise this nigga. Damn, shoot his ass. This is the book of James, chapter 5, verse 1. Go to now, ye rich men, weep and howl for your miseries that shall come upon you.
That's speaking to the elites, you know, because they set up this whole economic system, okay, which is rigged. This rigged economic system was set up by the elites, okay, the rich men, okay, these corporations, the bankers in these corporations, man. Go ahead.
Verse 2, your riches are corrupt, and your garments are moth-eaten.
Yep. Hey, you say your riches are corrupt. Because why? He got them through corrupted measures, man. Going back to the income tax, going back to, all right, the debt system. You know, the system is meant to keep you in debt because the way things are priced, all right, you can barely afford to live, so you got to take on debt just to live. You know? And this devil can pay way higher wages, man. You see, they can pay way higher wages, man. You look at the income from, I think it's in the 70s, CEOs making like 21 times as much as the employee. But now you got the CEO making 150, 250 times more than the employee, man.
And think another thing, they people complain about them motherfuckers don't even pay taxes.
Nah.
You know what I'm saying? But regular folks got paid taxes. But they some shit we talking about, bro.
Deceitful
People
game.
just ain't struggling, man. And people tired of it, man. People are tired of this system. It's the fucking system, man. That's the fucking problem, man. It's on charge. The elites in charge. Like everybody running around this bitch like them what's going on. The whole world is fucked up because of these certain people, man.
Right, because that system, that's purpose. That system is purpose to keep you oppressed, to keep the Israelite oppressed. You know, so they can keep climbing, so they can fulfill what they want to do, their agenda. You know, but that's not gonna happen. That's not gonna happen. You know, they try to, as it's true, they try to keep this secret. They try to keep it out of y'all hands. That's what they didn't want y'all to read back then. You know, because they know the scriptures will make you free, will give you that mind, because that's the true control in your mind. And if they don't have your mind, what? If they don't have your mind, what? You'll rebel. They'll know you'll rebel. There'll be someone who will always rise up. You know, if they don't have you beaten down in the mind and your spirit. You know? What was that movie about? Oh man, I forgot that movie. That is that. You know? They don't want, well, they didn't want that. And they said no. You know?
And see, the thing is, we call on our power. You know, because with Nat Turner, you know, he tried to take it into his own hand. And that wasn't the way to go. But he had the right mind, but he just didn't have full understanding. You know? It wasn't that time. But see, now we're in the time as we call on our power. Major moves is happening in the earth, man. Hey, Howard Shah, hey, he making moves, man. Hey, how about Shimon Shah is making, as we teach this word, that's why keep doing what's working. You know? If like I say, if a nigga can't stop the run play, like you playing Madden, doing the same play. You goddamn right. You're doing the same play. You motherfucking right.
Win.
Yeah, you can't stop it. So you went through that one. So yeah, man. So the Spirit got us doing the same play, and Esau can't stop the preaching of His word. You know, we able to come out and teach His word week in, week out. Every day we able to wake up and teach His word. You know, we able to throw up prayers, throw up curses on this place, man. And see now that connection back. See, and now moves are being made in the earth, man. Esau getting his ass drugged over there, man. That's because His word coming out. Because it's written in the word for that to happen, man. Okay? So now we gonna tap back in the true power. See? Now we're moving the needle. According to the spirit, man. You got it, bro.
Con. Oh, you got it.
This is the book of Ecclesiastes, Sirach, chapter 10, verse 8. Because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another.
Because you did such a bad job, because you're so an evil, unjust ruler, your power is going to get transferred. You know, your power is going to get transferred to a better one. You know, they're taking y'all out for a better ruler, and that's who? Yahushua. Yahushua. You know, because you are destroying the property. You're bad for business. And what's the business? The reproduction and the thwarting of life in this earth. And you're completely opposite of that. You know? You're the complete opposite of that. You know, because what? The scripture said, I will destroy him that will destroy the earth. Come, you got it.
This is Ecclesiastes, the book of Sirach, chapter 10, verse 4. The power of the earth is in the hand of the Lord, Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua, and in due time he will set over it one that is profitable.
Come, beautiful. Yahushua know how to run this place. He built it. He built it. You know, so when he get back, he's gonna show how everything is supposed to be ran. And you're gonna have those rebels that's in love with Esau Edom that's gonna continue to fight against him, but y'all gonna be destroyed and put to death. You know, bring him that don't want me to rule over him, roughly paraphrasing.
Those my enemies, they will have not me to reign over them, bring them hither and slay them before me.
Con, because you're gonna have some of those that, like, you can see, you can just see it. You got Eve over here, you know,
It's gonna be mainly South America, be the northern tribes. You know, yeah, he finished. You in America, you done.
Oh, yeah.
I was gonna say, like,
You ground zero in America.
Yeah, but you motherfuckers that's mainly in Central South America, these northern tribes that love this Jesus Christos, Guadalupe, okay? Because they the northern tribe, they actually think they Edomites. You know, they look at, especially in real life, you know, they really think that they Edomites, man. You see? So you know, if dark skinned, okay, Messiah, they gonna be offended. You know, a lot of them. You got it,
because crap. Because they ain't finna give up feminism. They ain't finna give up baby Jesus, Mother Mary. They ain't finna give that up. Your folks. And the rest of the world, because you know you got Jake that has been enchanted.
You got a whole system behind her.
You got people that's in them other nations that look like them, but for people that's still enchanted by Esau Edom and his philosophy. All these spells that been put on the world, they still enchanted with it. So when Yahushua comes to them, he's just gonna be a foreign invader, an alien power, you know, and they ain't gonna want to bow down to him. So what they're gonna say? Yahushua ain't finna argue with y'all. Yahushua is not finna argue with y'all. He don't need you to believe in him. He don't need you to believe in him. He gonna take you out. He's taking you out. He's not coming here to convince you to believe in him. No.
It's a convincing phase right now. If you miss this one though, you do. You're gonna make you do it. You're gonna put you to step. You're gonna come back in the new world. You're gonna come back in the new world. You're gonna see how what righteousness look like in full swing. You got it.
If I make, because you were making a point about us having, you know, Yahweh Shema Shah. Cosmo had brought out this precept in one of his lives earlier in the week. Because, you know, we always talk about it on the House of David. When they were getting ready to go up against the Philistines, he made a comment. The Philistine king said that he asked him, why don't we just rush them? We outnumber them. I think he said like 300 to 1. And he was like, when they with their power, when has numbers ever mattered to them?
Mm.
You know, and that made me think of when you were going into it. This is Romans 8:31. What shall we then say to these things? If the Most High be for us, who can be against us? So when we got Yahweh Shem outside on our side, bro, nothing like Esau can't do nothing.
Mm.
Like the brother was saying, we can come out here week in and week out, we working Yahweh Shem outside. It feels good in the morning when you wake up. You go and handle the work of Yahweh Shem outside first. Going into the corn, broke that down beautifully. Going into the first fruits, because that's our time now.
Mm.
You know, they feel good when you do that. So when you going into your house by Shem outside on a steady basis, bro, and we were going into, I was going into it in the previous video this week too. When you're in the courts of your house by Shem outside, it's the best place you can be. You know?
Hey, and just to add to what you're saying, because every time a brother is doing something towards the house shot, it's chipping away at this kingdom.
Mm-hmm.
You see, it's chipping away at it. But see, when you matter of fact, get that account in the book of Joshua, the 6th chapter. Bro. You say Joshua? Yeah, Joshua. 6th chapter.
I got it.
I think it's Joshua 6. What did it say about Jericho?
Jericho was straight up.
All right.
Straight shut up.
Yeah, read it in there too. Yep.
So this is Joshua 6:1.
Yep.
Now the gates of Jericho were tightly shut because the people were afraid of the Israelites.
Yeah, the people were afraid of the Israelites. Okay? Because why? The Lord was dealing with Israel. Okay? So as Israel was conquering these different kings and they had made it to Jericho, Jericho, they was in fear. Rahab said, Joshua's 2nd chapter, like, look, we heard about what your power was doing.
Mm.
You see, and the least know, the upper echelon of these nations know, they know about the history of these people when they in tune with their power. That's why it was big emphasis on keeping us separated from our power, man.
Mm.
You know? You got it, bro.
It says no one was allowed to go out or in.
Yep.
But the Lord said to Joshua, I have given you Jericho.
I have given you Jericho. So it was it. So even before it started, the fact that the
It's over with already.
the Lord said, I have given you Jericho, man. That means it's over.
Mm.
So when we read scriptures about, all right, Babylon being destroyed, he that leads in captivity shall go into captivity. It's over.
Mm.
That's why I get to the point when Esau doing this, what he got, he had Ebola, then it was a hantavirus, the cruise ship out there.
Yeah.
Then it was a tick that made you allergic to red meat, diarrhea, lettuce.
Mm.
He's like, nigga, make you move. Come on with it. He doing all this pump faking. Nigga, come with your move. Okay? Yeah. But the Lord already guaranteed Jericho. It was over. That's it. Read that again.
Now the gates of Jericho were set tightly because the people were afraid of the Israelites.
Yep.
No one was allowed to go out or in.
Right.
But the Lord said unto Joshua, I have given you Jericho, its king, and all its strong warriors.
Hey, real quick, Revelation 11:11. Get Revelation 11:11. Because see, after that 350 years, we will stand on our feet. And what will be the reaction? Go ahead. Because remember, they was afraid at Jericho. These the nasty ass Canaanites. You guys, bro.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 11, verse 11.
Yep.
And after 3 days and a half,
350 years. Okay, those 3 days represent 3 100-year periods, and that half a day represents a half 100 years, 50 years. So that's 350 years from 1619 to 1969. Go ahead.
the spirit of life from the Most High entered into them.
By the way, of Elder Abba Bivens, which was John the Baptist, was Elijah coming back in this time. Go ahead.
And they stood up on their feet, and great fear fell upon them
Oh,
who
and great
saw
fear
them.
fell upon them that saw them. Read that in Jericho again. What was the atmosphere like in Jericho?
Now the gates of Jericho were tightly shut up because the people were afraid of the Israelites.
It was afraid. You see? And that's when what? We was in our power. That's when Yahweh Shah was in that chariot helping us go to war with these heathens, man. So now the spirit of Yahweh Shah, the spirit of life is in us now. And you see that fear.
You can't get around it, bro.
Can't get around
Get around it, bro. I
You
got
see?
tears one, bro.
Yeah, you got it, bro.
The scripture goes and says, exceeding great army.
Yeah.
It says, verse 3, you and your fighting men should march around the town once once a day for 6 days.
Yep.
7 priests will walk ahead of the ark,
Yep.
each carrying a ram's horn.
Yep.
On the 7th day, you are to march around the town 7 times with the priest blowing the horns. When you hear the priest give one long blast on the ram's horns, have all the people shout as loud as they can. Then the walls of the town will collapse and the people can charge straight into that town.
So he commanded them to blow the horn, right? Okay, to blow the horn. Now let's get that.
Joel chapter 2 verse 1. Blow ye the trumpet in Zion.
Blow ye the trumpet in Zion.
And sound an alarm in my holy mountain.
And sound the alarm in the holy mountain. Go ahead.
Let all the inhabitants of the land tremble.
Let all the inhabitants of the land tremble. And see, these heathens shook up. These elites shook up, man. Okay? This is their biggest fear. Sons of God back. We outside. We circling Jericho. Yeah, we outside. Everybody think they soldiers. You know, call it Rothschild. Let me speak to Rothschild. Everybody think they soldiers. You know. Go ahead. My bad. No, you got it.
For the day.
Now, it's saying blowing the trumpet, but what is blowing the trumpet this time going to lead to? Because the walls fell in Jericho. But what is blowing the trumpet in this day going to lead to? Go ahead.
For the day of the Lord Yahweh cometh, for it is nigh at hand.
It's nigh at hand. Go ahead.
A day of darkness and of gloominess,
yep.
And a day of clouds and thick darkness, as the morning spread upon the mountains, a great people and a strong, there has not been ever the like, neither shall be any more after it, even the years of many generations.
So that great army is the nukes. That's why I talk about that dark day, like a cloud. So the specter of the nukes gonna be a what? A mushroom cloud. You see? So we blowing the trumpet and it's gonna lead to nuclear destruction. See, then we blew the trumpet and the wall fell. Now we blowing the trumpet and the Lord gonna turn this bitch to a desert. Right. America, modern day Jericho, man. Okay, and the prophet is marching around this bitch blowing the trumpet, man. Yeah, because when you do a video on your lunch break, that's when you blowing the trumpet. Live stream at night, live stream in the morning. That's it. Hey, there you go.
Can't make it up.
You see? About 3 or 4. There you go. You got it, bro.
I got a quick one back up. You had something? This is Isaiah chapter 58, verse 1. Cry aloud, spare not, lift up thy voice like a trumpet, and show my people their transgression, and the house of Jacob their sins.
So that trumpet is being blown. Okay? All throughout America, man, the trumpet is being blown. So, brothers, don't think what you're doing is insignificant. Because go back to Joshua, because you got to think, the Canaanites, they was inspecting some spectacular military, strategy, but they were just marching around. Yeah. But you got to remember about the day 3, it's like, what these niggas doing, man? Yeah. It's supposed to look insignificant. Okay, go ahead.
Verse 6, so Joshua called together the priests and said, take up the ark of the Lord's covenant and assigned 7 priests to walk in front of it, each carrying a ram's horn. Then he gave orders to the people, march around the town and arm the men with lead. Armed men will lead the way in front of the ark of the Lord. After Joshua spoke to the people, the 7 priests with the ram's horn started marching in the presence of the Lord, blowing the trumpet, blowing the horns as they marched, and the ark of the Lord's covenant followed behind them.
You know, you go into the ark and represent Yahweh Shai. You know, because what was in the ark? Okay, you had Aaron's blood that rotted. Okay, you had the manna. You see, all that represent Yahweh Shai. You had the law. Okay, all that represent Yahweh Shai. Go ahead.
Verse 9. Some of the armed men marched in front of the priests with the horns, and some behind the ark. With the priests continually blowing the horns, it says, do not shout, do not even talk, Joshua commanded.
It says, do not shout, do not talk. That's specific command. Just blow the horn. That's why we ain't got to do all the extra shit. Just blow the horn. That's it. They said continue. You got it.
It says, not a single word from any of you until I tell you to shout, then shout.
So he's giving specific instructions. So obedience played a part in that. That's why we ain't here to do the debates, like you said, open big ass schools, okay, giving away wives and the dance off and music video, yeah, the community. What these niggas marching around the Barclays Center for Kyrie Irving? Yeah. You see?
Teach the world your how about
That's all you gotta do. All these goddamn making all these appearances and shit. No, just teach the word. This is Esau's biggest fear. Because think about the psychological warfare that's going on with Esau. We telling him, we begging him to mandate the chip. And it's like this nigga dragging his feet. It's the Lord got psychological warfare. It's like, damn, this nigga dragging his feet.
Breaking his mind.
Yeah, we thought him wasn't food short is it. Happening that shit. It's like this nigga, he get into it and he get out of it. Like shit. Yeah. Every time he restart that war, it get worse and worse. So it's like, damn. It's like psychological warfare on Esau. Because Esau got everyone else enchanted, but the Most High got this nigga deceived. He doing psychological operations on him. You got it, bro.
Yeah, verse 11. So the ark of the Lord was carried around the town once that day, and then everyone returned to spend the night in the camp.
Yep, go ahead.
Joshua got up early the next morning, and the priests again carried the ark of the Lord. The 7 priests with the ram's horns marched in front of the ark of the Lord, blowing their horns. Again, the armed men marched both in front of the priests with the horns and behind the ark of the Lord.
Right.
All this time, the priests were blowing their horns. On the second day, they marched around the town once and returned to the camp.
Yep.
They followed this pattern for 6 days.
Yep, go ahead.
On the 7th day, the Israelites got up at dawn and marched around the town as they had done before. But this time they went around the town 7 times.
7 times. So it's complete number 13, 6. Then on the 7th day they did 7. So 13 times. Go ahead.
The 7th time around, as the priest sounded the long blast.
13 going to rulership. Brother, look up that. With number 13 going to rulership. I think the 12 disciples plus Yahushua going to rulership. But you got it, keep reading.
It says the 7th time around, as the priest sounded the long blast on their horns, Joshua commanded the people, shout, for the Lord has given you the town.
Yep, the Lord has given you the town. Now shout. Okay, that's what we're doing. We're shouting. The Lord has given us Esau, man. You know, Esau is going to be a possession in our kingdom, man. Cast our foot over Edom. And Moab is our washpot. Okay? Because when you cast your foot over something in eastern countries, that represents ownership. You cast your shoe over something that represents ownership. You know? Go ahead.
Verse 17, Jericho and everything in it must be completely destroyed.
Oh, what that sound like?
Sound like Babylon the Great.
Oh, man. Go ahead.
As an offering to the Lord, only Rahab the prostitute.
Hey, the Lord burnt the whole city as an offering. America gonna be an offering for our kingdom, man. That's gonna be the Lord lighting up an offering for a new kingdom, man. The kingdom of Yahushua. That's why, real quick, get that Isaiah 34 and 5. He said the whole thing of Jericho be destroyed, man. You see? So America is like the new Jericho, man. I think Jericho is one of the oldest cities in the world. Going to it. You got Isaiah 34 5. I mean.
This Isaiah chapter 34, verse 5.
Yep.
For my sword shall be bathed in heaven.
Yep, those nukes going to the outer atmosphere, okay? Because the atmosphere is water as well, but it's just in a different form. Okay, so it's gonna be bathed in the atmosphere. It's gonna come down on. Go ahead.
Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea,
The new Jericho, America. Go ahead.
and upon the people of my curse to judgment.
Go ahead.
The sword of the Lord is filled with the blood. It is made fat with fatness, and with the blood of lambs and goats, with the fat of kidneys, with the fat of the kidneys of ram. For the Lord have a sacrifice in Basra.
The Lord have a sacrifice in Basra. What he just said about Jericho, because Basra represented a capital city in Edom. That's where the kings of Edom resided, was in ancient Basra. Okay, so that America's Basra today, because the elites, they set their system up in America, man. The system that they use to rule the world was set up in America. All right, you got it, bro. Yeah, read that in Jericho, because it said he had a sacrifice in Bible. Read it.
Verse 17, hey, Jericho and everything in it must be completely destroyed
Yep.
as an offering unto the Lord.
It's an offering unto the Lord. The Lord got an offering in Bible. So you see these people walking around, they're offering. They're likening it to bulls, rams, calves.
Mm.
Okay? Majority of the people in America, man, are nothing but they was born just to be a sacrifice. They was born on the altar.
Mm.
You see? Go ahead.
It's only Rahab the prostitute and the others in her house will be spared, for she protected our spies.
Yep, show you that the Lord, you know, the man of integrity, the Lord, a power of integrity.
Mm.
You know, because Rahab, she housed the spies. You see? So, you know, she's a heathen, but the Lord had mercy. Now in the kingdom, you know, Rahab probably gonna be an honorable concubine, you know, to a high-ranking brother or whatever, man. You see? But at the end of the day, she's still a heathen. All she can be is a concubine, man. But go ahead.
Verse 18, it says, do not take any of the things set apart for destruction.
Yep, go ahead.
Or, hey, that was Saul did.
Yep.
It says, or you yourselves will be completely destroyed, and you will bring trouble on the camp of Israel.
Go ahead.
Everything made from silver, gold, bronze, or iron is sacred to the Lord and must be brought into his treasury.
Go ahead.
When the people heard the sound of the ram's horns, they shouted as loud as they could. Suddenly, the walls of Jericho collapsed, and the Israelites charged straightly into the town and captured it.
Yeah, it says suddenly the walls fell, and the children of Israel charged into Jericho and took it. When you go into it, man, I gotta find that video. So they went into the archaeologists went into Jericho. How when the walls fell, they usually when you breach the walls, they fell
out.
inward. Yeah. But see, this time they fell outward, and it made steps.
Oh,
and we just marched straight up in there. Yeah. It made like a ramp. The walls fell outward, made a ramp. Yeah. You know, and Jake went straight in there, bitch, man. You got, bro.
What that make you think of? Them arrows gonna come to cities without walls.
Yep.
Straight access. You know, straight access. You know, and that's how Yahweh Shem do. He breaks down the enemy. So what? He can have his men. Well, whatever he gonna use, can have that straight access. None gonna miss their mark.
Yep.
You know, none is gonna miss their mark. You know.
Because now the army, we the spiritual army, and you have the missiles likened it to an army. Then you're gonna have Yahweh Shai and the angels likened it to an army, the heavenly host. You done, man. You Edomites is done, man. The Lord set you up for complete failure, man. Okay? This is the worst time ever to be an Edomite. You see? 2026 forward, this is the worst time ever to be an Edomite, man. You know, the best time ever to be a believer of Yahweh Bashim Al-Shai. Israelites that believe. You know, that's why I say, man, no, we good. Like, we got this plan now. Like, we going into this prophecy, man. I say, this world don't got nothing to offer us, man. Ain't nothing to get excited about in this world. This is the only thing to get excited about. You see? Yeah. This is the only thing to get excited about. Anything else, man, you know, a shoulder shrug at best. You got it, bro. It's up. Go ahead. I got like 4 precepts.
This is Obadiah chapter 1, verse 18. And the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame. The house of Esau for stubble, and they shall kindle in them and devour them, and there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for the Lord Yahweh has spoken it.
It's like a 1,000-year period. You know, and Esau is going to be done away with, man. It's going to be a Edomite bonfire, a giant Edomite bonfire, man. Okay, that's going to end the lineage of Esau. Right?
Verse 19. And they of the south shall possess the mount of Esau, and they of the plain of the Philistines, and they shall possess the fields of Ephraim and the fields of Samaria, and Benjamin shall possess Galilee.
Yep, go ahead.
Verse 20. And the captivity of this host of the children of Israel shall possess that of the Canaanites, even unto I always stumble over there. Zarephath, and the captivity of Jerusalem, which is man, I stumbled over it. Shapharah, which is in Shapharah, shall possess the seas of the south. And
they're just us, getting our land back. We already gonna be in the land anyway. We're gonna be getting built up. They're just us having our land forever, man. Go ahead.
And the Savior shall come up on Mount Zion to judge the Mount of Esau, and the kingdom shall be the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua.
Yep. So Esau got a cutoff date. He's gonna be cut off from power. He got 1,000 years of captivity. Then he's gonna be cut off for good, man. That's what we look forward to, man. That's what we're excited about, man. Okay. Yeah, something. Good.
I got some. You can get yours though.
Like the brother saying, like the elder saying, hey, we return. If you talking about prophecy, what the fuck you talking about?
You got it.
If you don't want this place to go down, you don't want to have next. What the fuck wrong with you, man?
I got it.
I keep out struggling, man. You keep out here, we killing one another on dumb shit. Our women, we get out, we don't get along with our women. And so if you don't want the Lord to come back and put us on top, what we supposed to be, I don't know what to tell you, man. I don't know what to tell you, bro. You don't want that, man, something wrong with you, man. I'm tired of being the fucking bottom, man. I'm tired of going to fucking work. I'm tired of hearing fucking damn alarm clock going off. I'm tired of you stop being over me, man. I'm tired of women being the biggest, man. Go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
Don't say tired of being in prison.
Yeah.
Ready to be free.
I'm tired of this shit, bro.
Yeah. You can't be a man here, man. This society is not built for the Israelite man to be a man. So
it's fucking king. It's a fucking shame to be masculine, man. It's a shame to be a fucking man. That's what pisses me off on this ain't the world, man. It can be a fucking crime. Us being heterosexual, us being a man, it'll be a crime though. How he start pushing shit, man. That's why the Lord got to come take this nigga out, man. Alright? This nigga, you got to go, man.
They'll show you how to take spiritually fucked up. The Bible tells us we about to be kings, bro. We about to be kings, and you bitching and complaining about it.
we got to preach it.
I got some.
This is Wisdom of Solomon 5:1. Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as afflicted him and made no count of his labors.
Yeah, that's what we're doing out here in camp. Standing in great boldness in the middle of Esau's kingdom, letting them know, all right, that the Lord is dealing with his people again, and that we're in that transition from Esau to Jacob. Okay, we're telling Esau your kingdom is finished. And like that, like the writing on the wall in the book of Daniel, chapter 5. Many to call or portion, man. The kingdom is finished. Okay? So we're standing in great boldness saying we'll comfort this man, the Esau out of here, man. Go ahead.
When they see it, and it scripture say how this word reaches to the gates of the nobles.
Yeah.
So they and the Lord made sure that you hear your sentence. It says hey, just like you in the courtroom, they bring you before the court for you to get your sentence. So that what Esau, hey, he being brought out, man. For his sentencing, man. So when they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear, and shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation, so far beyond all they look for. So hey, because we're gonna be delivered by the things that they mock. Like the angels of black, angelic force in the chariots you see that fly around here. there are no such thing as alien, but those are actually the angels of the Heavenly Father, man. Who are our brethren. So and then this great deliverance that's gonna take place, or when we be that number, it's gonna be us being beamed up in those chariots, man.
Another thing too, and they get shot. People y'all shit on each and every day. You talk shit about the men, you talk about shit about the Negroes, whatever. The people that y'all shit on, y'all like, oh them, them the people. That's how it's gonna be. It's gonna be beautiful though. All right, go ahead.
Yeah, over that, we pray that these brothers, all right, and we edify once again, we're going to turn the face to east and give all praises too.
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash.
Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of GMS, who rule well, teach well, being great examples towards other brothers, and peace and blessings, salutations, and hope collect. Shalom.
Shalom. Yeah. Yeah, this nigga too.
Nah, man. He's on a mission when Esau was supposed to be saved. The gas like through the vision like you ain't no king.
Was the point when you go to Daniel, the chapter 6, it tells you that Daniel had an excellent spirit. And the Hebrew that goes into extraordinary. So what made him extraordinary? It's the Holy Spirit. Now, Lord will, we have the same spirit he got.
You know what I'm talking about? The Kendrick Lamar poem and in the poem that holds like you ain't no king. He's really on that mission. She's trying to save her king, Esau. So I really believe in Spirit Fire, how much more shine. Eve is really on a psychological warfare mission. Let's bring it back to that Devontae vibration. Really, it take away our confidence. Take away that confidence.
I just told one man that she on the back. You know what I'm saying? I told her, hey, I fucked up so bad. I told her, I said, look, but what I'm going to do is, you know what I'm saying, I'm going to bring you to this point. You know what I'm saying? We're going to go back in time, and we're going to just come back in this dimension. I'm going to be like, yo, you started fucking tripping and shit, man?
Yeah.
It's okay. It's okay, man. It's okay, baby. And we're going to just
You know how you got to take, they start out 130 pounds in high school, and they spend 2 years working out, and then they see the blue good, and in the kingdom, that's going to be like us. This state we're in right now, this is a pre-workout state. But then we finna, what's that word, like go up? No, we finna peak out, man. So in the kingdom, we gonna look back at this old stuff like, man, this is before we got that upgrade.
Hey, this is the last carnation before perfection.
Right, the last carnation before perfection. So, hey, the most time about the upgrade, but before you start working out, it was like you was the underdog. When we got the money and the physique, you was the underdog. When we get the new body, oh shit, so the new bodies. The new bodies, man. And status. You know?
That's perfect sounds like this.
Come on, man. I would Jason had a story, you know, show like the film before they grew up, man.
We actually think about it now. I know I had an older brother that daydream, man, too much sometimes. The daydream, like, bro, what's it? Like, what it gonna be like when we finally get there? I know it way better than this shit,
but you know what I'm saying? When you get bigger, people get smaller. So on the most side, well, what's up? The nation's gonna be smaller to us. You're not gonna look at an Edomite the way you look at an Edomite now.
Well, the point is happening now. That's why we can go to certain establishments and Esau looking at us like, you know what I'm saying? We go to Elam spots, Ishmael spots.
And then brothers begin called sir a lot. Then brothers begin called sir like that. I'm like, okay.
But he said the last one, he said, y'all are kings here.
Yeah, and we go to a restaurant, they're like, because you are a king.
You kings here.
Yeah, you know.
It's 1 John 3:1, NLT. See how very much our Father Yahweh loves us, for he calls us his children, and that it is what we are. But the people who belong to this world don't recognize that we are the Most High's children because they don't know Him.
If I could say something, and this rank in the earth. You know, you being a son of Yahweh Shai, that comes with rank. You know, that's status automatically, man. You know, and that's what we're returning to. You know, and the spirit really pushing us to remember that in Babylon, man. But, you know, because when we lead a line, pretty much got to continue to deal with the matrix, man. Right. But like the brother Channel, pretty much continues to be kingdom minded, because that's really what spiritual demons say through this world want to take out of you, man.
And you gotta visualize that shit too.
Yep.
You gotta visualize yourself receiving salvation.
Right.
Visualize yourself getting that crown from Yahweh Shai.
Right.
Visualizing yourself over all these estates in the kingdom, man, and flying and lifting up shit. Because everything starts with a thought, a belief system.
It's like you manifest it.
That's right.
You speaking into existence.
That's right.
You know, we always talk about this Soldier Slim album, the last one.
Yeah.
He is kept talking about death throughout the whole album.
Yeah.
What happened shortly after?
Yeah.
So what we doing on the right hand side, we speaking to existence, man.
But what Yahweh Shai said, we are gods. And so a God can speak something into existence.
Yeah. Hey, unlike Soldier Slim, we speaking life into
Right.
existence.
Yeah, the Slim, man. That's a
Life.
wicked nigga, man. That nigga Slim said, ever since I've been here, I've been number 10 here. I said, God damn.
Verse 2, dear friends, we are already the Most High's children, but He has not yet shown us what we will be like when Yahushua appears. But we
see it in the spirit. Because remember, the Most High basically adopted us back through Yahushua's blood. And adoption goes into to be chosen. Again, if you went to adoption agency, you're choosing the boy or girl you want.
Mm-hmm. But we do know that we will be like Him.
And we see it in the spirit. So we know, regardless of what you all think, we know what we are and what we're becoming and what's about to happen. And this is because of the enlightenment of Yahweh Shemam Shai. Now, it's one thing to be prideful, but it's another thing to be confident and have that spiritual and righteous boldness.
And the world want to take our confidence.
That's it, bro.
I was getting to the same works through the world, take that confidence from you.
That's right, bro.
You know, that's right. That you ain't shit spirit.
Right.
You ain't shit spirit, man.
That's right.
But we do know that we will be like Him, but we will see Him as He really is.
Mm-hmm. And we like Yahweh Shai now in the spirit. The same spirit connect us, right? We're a reflection of Yahweh Shai. Well, you know what? We're not perfect in His image yet, in the spirit. But in the spirit, the Most High looks at us perfect, right? Well, Revelation 14 chapter states there's no gall or deceit in their mouth.
Yep.
So to the Most High, whoever the elect are, they're perfect.
Yep. Even though we're flawed.
Even though we're flawed, because that blood has covered us.
Yep.
That's the tender mercies of David.
But no, but how you got that in Jude earlier. The angels kept not their first
That's
estate.
right, bro.
So this the last age we got to be in these corruptible bodies, man. Because really, with those, Lord willing, we're, that number, with those first fruit spirits, and we're actually with Yahweh Shai at the beginning, we're just entering the kingdom in our own order.
Hey, this is the last lap of this last mile.
Yep. Victory lap.
And just imagine,
Victory lap.
Victory lap. Victory lap.
just imagine any brothers ever lost 30, 20, 30, 40, 50 pounds, you feel like a whole different person. You know, you detoxify your body, you feel like a whole different person. Imagine the new bodies.
You gonna smell different, see different.
You know,
phone just vibrated, guys.
if
you gonna vibrate different.
if you go lean in this body, if you work out consistently, and you look in the mirror, your physique change and your spirit change, your physique. Imagine how much more an actual new body.
Like you say, healing in His wings.
Come on, man.
Hey, and the spirit real heavy on brothers just thinking big too, man. You know, because this world taught us to be so suppressed, restrained. Nah, man, think big.
And can I say something?
No, you got, bro.
Hey, do not stop talking bad about yourself.
Thought about that.
Hey, because basically that does something to your subconscious. That's what Esau wants you to do. Your subconscious projects eventually what your real-time awareness is.
Yep.
So the more you talk stupid and say I'm crazy, I'm dumb, or I can't do shit right, that affects your subconscious. That's the reason why you have a low self-image and a poor self-concept.
Yep.
Bruce Lee even knew that.
Because your spirit, your brain is a servant.
And it doesn't, your spirit don't, your brain doesn't know.
It doesn't know if you're being humorous or not.
That's where you go.
You know, and you program yourself through repetitious thoughts and repetitious speech.
So, you know, all right, it's a demon, man.
That's a demon, bro.
So it says, dear friends, we are the Most High's children. We are already the Most High Yahweh's children, but he has not yet shown us what we will be like when Yahushua appears.
You gonna see though. Y'all gonna see.
But we do know that we will be like him, but we will see him as he really is.
And this is our belief system.
And it's overwhelming power.
Yes, sir.
That's why I feel the Apostle Hart, that video on Superman. You know, that's overwhelming power, man.
I'm gonna tell y'all something. Y'all really fucked up when you had Apostle Hart crying on that video. Y'all gonna get fucked up behind that one, man. Because I know Yahushua was very irate when he watched that video of Apostle Hart breaking down like that. And when I say breaking down, I mean shedding tears. Because the spirit's still strong.
He never did.
Yeah, he never do that.
And the man could have easily cut the video off. So that's a witness against your ass, man. Right. And I would never forget that video as long as I live.
Verse 3, and all who have this eager expectation will keep themselves pure just as he is pure.
And that's the elect side with the 144,000 trying to rehearse the righteous acts to the best of their abilities.
We're living in a prophecy. We're living in revelation. But with that, we hope this is edification. Once again, we want to give our honor to
Yeah, I'm by Hashem, Yahushua, by Hashem, Kakadash.
We also want to give double honors to our elder prophets and elder bishops, great millstone well. Peace and blessings, health and wonders, and I speak with you elect. About the ball.
Ball. Shalom.